Chapter 41. A Display of Power. We wrapped up that session and started the next one, with the STC sending emissaries to the heads of state of the most important nations in the Inner Sea, asking for a very simple thing: to surrender their treasures to the STC.
"Wait, really?"
said Valenar.
"All of this so we could steal their wallets? We have a freaking fountain of gold, Hassan. We have all the money anyone anywhere could want."
Hassan scowled at him.
"First, no, there is never enough money. And second, I guess I'm just a humble man with humble goals. What did you expect?"
Since I noticed some lack of coordination, I finally gave in to the request of the other players and retconned that part, allowing them to better detail the message, which really was essentially only changed to give us all of your money and bow down to the STC, save for an angry response from Nex, which had more to do with the STC's meddling in wizardly affairs than anything. Their emissaries returned empty-handed. A couple just didn't return at all. That's when Hassan decided it was time to make a demonstration. They set up some guys on magical flying contraptions and a crystal ball, and sent them to Nex, which the rogue plans to obliterate in order to show the world he was serious. Emissaries were sent back to the other leaders with crystal balls connected to the first one so everyone could see the evidence. And without further ceremony he called Bab Ganoush to issue the planetary bombardment order. Now Hassan had expected the city of Mekatar to offer some sort of resistance. It was, after all, the capital of a bunch of very powerful wizards. That's why he had 100 Illum cross through a portal into Nex in order to stir problems near the border and make it look like an all-out offensive, playing on the thought that maybe they didn't know the Illum no longer worked for Katapesh. As it turns out, the ruse worked, and while the Nexian Archlords were busy fighting scores of brass golems and bombarding Katapeshi ports with far too many maximized delayed blast fireballs, 5 iron golems were racing at terminal velocity right into their houses. The remaining Archlords managed to catch on and stop 2 of the golems, but 3 still got through their mass spamming of Wall of Force. One of those golems got teleported into a random location 1,000 miles away by a well-placed spell. The bottom of the Abari Ocean, to be precise. Those 3 that got through, however, ended up being more than enough. It wasn't so much that the initial release of null matter tore away at everything on its path, bringing down mile-high ivory towers and blasting thousands of people into nothingness, or that the golems crashing down at such a tremendous speed bore craters and turned the whole place into a slab of cheese. It was that Hassan had not properly gauged the problem of not simply releasing explosions of null matter. He had prepared the golems with dozens of portals, gateways that directly connected into what may as well be the most unforgiving region in the multiverse. So yes, Mekatar disappeared from the face of Galarian. The Archlords retreated, soon realizing there were forces far beyond mere war with Katapesh. But once the portals had eaten through everything in their path and created a gaping maw of oblivion, well, they just kept hungering for more. When there was no more earth or stone or wood or people to devour, they started pulling in any matter within reach, namely air. The wind soon went berserk, as if the whole world had been a balloon, and the golems had pierced the surface. And of course there was the other one under the sea that just now took care of doing pretty much the same thing with the oceans. "Aha, I think the point will get through," said Hassan, a tad worried.